Next up is Yangshou Town, the Red Flute Caves, a great show, and our Yangtze River cruise. Some lovely lanterns, as always. There's some narrow streets here and a pet peacock outside one shop. There was a large park just across from the hotel with a nice stream and locals gathering for cards or Tai Chi. These plants are plastic, not great during the day, but probably nice at night. And without the bling. There's always a lake and there's always a reflection. And of course, kids in national costume and always a cell phone attached somewhere. The view from the hotel. You could climb to the small temple on top. I had a look, but the track wasn't in great condition and pretty steep in places. This is the hotel foyer. The backdrop was a sort of map of the world. No New Zealand, no Tasmania, no South Korea, no Japan, no Ireland or no British Isles. Interesting. I bought some shoes here. They were 19 New Zealand dollars and a half-price sale. I should have bought more. Months later, they're still going strong. The small bowl in the corner was $2 New Zealand. Smaller ones were $1. Now, these shoes were men's shoes, as women's shoes were generally not big enough for my average 39 European feet. I took this photo to show a guy on the tours. He was also after shoes. These were definitely made to appear to be Nike branding. He never found shoes to fit his feet in China. I had a look at my first rural department store. These t-shirts came with bling attached, but there were little hooks so it could be removed for washing. And this was the changing room, just in the middle of the clothing section. Dinner wasn't included that night, and our guide took us to a place she recommended. Check the prices, 15 to 20 yuan. That's a good meal for around $5 New Zealand, and it was very tasty. And of course you fill in time texting while waiting for the lights to change. On the right is our Tai Chi master who gave us a lesson in the open-air part of our hotel. She was very good. She'd been doing it 19 years. Statues in the park. Looks like some good revolutionary work going on. At night, we had the option to go to the show. It was designed by the creator of the Beijing Olympics opening and closing ceremonies. Prices started at 310 yuan, around 75 New Zealand dollars. Outside the venue, there's a very tall woman on stilts welcoming us. It's performed on the Li River itself as the sun goes down with the surrounding mountains for a backdrop. The seats are on a bridge that span the river. It uses hundreds of local performers with some great light effects, often sometimes just fire. You can get some great photos here with the water reflections in the mountains. Yeah, this was a great show. These are boats. Yeah, so most of the performances were on boats or pontoons. The show is totally worth it and a great spectacle. I'd recommend paying more to get a closer seat though. Note the heads in front of me. The dancer on the moon was great. The moon rocked as she ran from edge to edge. Next is some video from the show. The light was not the best, but you get the idea. Minutes out of town were the Reed Flute Caves. The LED lighting was well done. Another day for lots of photos, but at low light conditions, so take your fast lens if you have one. The lake with the reflection was very pretty. My first and maybe last self-portrait using the light behind to cast a shadow. Today we took the 5-hour bullet train to Chongqing, where we would board for our Yangtze River cruise later. However, at first we went to a local walk in the porcelain district. There was more food and tourist shops, not so much porcelain. It was a very busy place. Most of the food stalls had someone outside with free samples, which was nice. The man on the left is using a pan with large holes to create streams of batter, which is fried below. Next is a video I took walking down the busy part of town. I found the Snail Cafe and Bar. I don't know if they had snails, but I've seen them in other places where it's a specialty. In one, I had the non-snail option, but those that did found them at the bottom of their broth, still in the shell. Chongqing has a population of over 30 million. However, only 18 million are in the core metro area. We boarded our boat that evening and set sail after dark. This was the view from my cabin. These buildings were genuinely bent, it's not camera distortion. Next is the video from the deck showing the city from the dock. Some of the sights as we cruised along. It was a bit misty most of the days. This boat was doing the reverse trip. We passed several big cities. And we came across a lot of boats just not doing anything. But mostly it was countryside and the Three Gorges. There were options to upgrade your cabin to various levels. There were 2 Shangri-La cabins seen here left and right. They were the top ones. They came with their own private deck. Luckily for us, they were both taken by people on our tour. Thanks, guys. They kindly let us use their deck as ours. Everyone else used the deck above. Back in Beijing, we were shown photos of the various upgrade options to get in early. I don't think anyone did at that stage. A day or 2 before the cruise started, the photos and prices came out again. It wasn't a sales push, but a reminder that this was an option. The 2 couples who took these Shangri-La suites held out and offered a lesser amount the same day as the cruise started, which was accepted. From memory, the original price was about 500 UK pounds, but the negotiated offer was 400. And of course, there were many bridges to pass under. Almost underneath. Right underneath. And it goes right into a hill. I tried to find 3 bridges in a line, but could only manage 2. This photo represents everything I saw in China. An old wall, a pagoda temple, greenery, hills with a modern bridge and power lines. It's very picturesque. At some point in the past, you could walk along a path attached to the cliff, but I wouldn't recommend that these days, unless you're a rock climber. There are access points to get to the temples that were on the cliff tops, and a gondola even for one of them. I did see people at the top, but I think they came by car or bus to the top and walked down rather than from a boat. The weather had been misty for most of the trip, but occasionally there was a nice sunset. Each day on the cruise, there was an option to do a small included excursion, such as a small boat up a tributary. There were also things you could pay for. Hit pause to read some of these. There was also a show. I didn't go, but I wish I had. It was called Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Two people went and raved about it, said it was the best show they had been to, and they were from London. Check it out on YouTube. For me, the cruise was not a highlight. The food was okay most of the time for mass produced food. The scenery was lovely, but if you could do the same on a day trip, then I would have been happy with that. The cruise ended as we approached the Three Gorges Dam. Tourist boats don't go through it. We got off the boat and onto a bus for a short trip to the tourist area of the dam. Security was very tight here. There are a series of escalators to take you up to the vantage points. This is one of the locks where the boats go through, but nothing there today. Overall, I found the dam underwhelming. I was hoping you could walk across it or maybe get a bit closer. There was a small display in the shops area showing the dam and some more locks on the right.